Hey everybody, this is Ian from Pennies for Pixels, and earlier this week in my blog I talked about the game Haven and Hearth, a 2D sandbox survival permanent death MMO by Ctribe. And I didn't really touch on it in my overview of the blog, but the learning curve of this game can be pretty difficult, sometimes even insane later on. So I figured I'd make this quick tutorial video in order to show any newcomers how to survive in the world of Haven and Hearth at first. So here we are, little soul in the middle of this water. And the directions in this game are pretty simple. You left click the map to move where your cursor is at, and you right click to interact with objects. So the first thing you want to do is give yourself a body. You move over here, right click here, and you can either be macho or you have the option to also play a girl. Yeah, girl power over here. And it's a little disturbing how naked they are, so we're gonna walk over, right click this chest over here and get some clothes. So the first thing you do, easy enough, these 5 buttons right here are the menu buttons pretty much. You'll be using them a lot. So the first one, the bag, is your inventory. Now you can either put things in your inventory 2 ways. You either drag the linen pants down there, items, left click the item, bring it over there. Or an easier way to do things is if you hold the shift key and left click items, it will drag them into your inventory or into crates, vice versa. It's very helpful later on. And then in order to equip them, you go to the sword, shield, and cape button down here. That's your equipment screen for your character. Same thing here, shift left click, put on your clothes, and I got a newsboy cap, pretty awesome. So close that, and then the next thing you want to do is give yourself a name. So I'm going to walk over here to this lady with the flag, enter my name, so let's do Pixels. Ooh, I already have a character by that name. So we'll name him Pixel. So, once you have your name and everything sorted out, you got some clothing on, you have 2 options. If you have friends that are playing or you want to play with friends, you would talk to this guy, and you enter their password pretty much, their Hearth secret, and the guy will open a staircase up, teleport you to where your friend is playing, where their Hearth fire is at. But for now, since I'm on my own, I'll just go up this ladder up here, random part in the world. So looks like here I am at the edge of a river, a little bit of forest, some trees around. Doesn't look like there's very many people populating this area. And it's nighttime. So here I am, don't have any knowledge of anything. I have adventure and combat down here in the bottom right. These are your command, what you can do buttons basically. And here's my hearth fire right here. That's where I can teleport to if I choose to. You can do that anywhere in the wilderness, and it'll bring you right back to your fire, which is very nice. And it's got a little loading bar, and once that's done, there you go. So, since I don't have any knowledge, the first thing I want to do is right click a tree. Easiest thing to do, interact with it. I can either take a branch, pick a cone, or take bark from it. So let's go ahead and take a branch here. Walk over here, and there we go. And it looks like I actually gain 50 learning points for that because I have yet to get a branch, and it looks like it unlocked the build option, which gave me containers and wicker baskets. So my guy just learned how to make baskets out of sticks. So if I do that, you got wicker basket up here, the signpost for building, and that says 10 branches. So you have the 10, meaning how many materials you need is the first number. Middle is how many materials you put into the sign. So yeah, see, like I put 3 in there. Now it's 730. And the last number is how many items you've built into the signpost, which you should never do unless you have all the items in there already, because if somebody breaks the signpost, then your SOL and all your materials that you built into it is gone. So, and if you shift left click the item, it'll go into there. Same thing if you shift left click this, the signpost, it'll put it back into your bag. Easy, simple enough. So, next thing you want to do is find a rock. Looks like it's a little bit laggy right now. Look at that, moonwalking in the middle of the rock there. So start to chip off some stone. Takes a little bit because I don't have an axe. And you hear that Zelda item gain. A little sound bit there, and every time you find a new item or you learn a new skill. So it looks like the ability to craft has came up, and it looks like since I got a stone and an axe, like I said in my blog, or a stone and a branch, I can make an axe now. It requires 1 stick, 1 stone, and then a little build timer here. Boop, boop, boop. Wait for that. And look at that. Starting to gain knowledge of the world around me pretty fast, and now I have an axe to maybe defend myself with. So here we go, the rest of the buttons. The face, the middle one, is your character sheet. You got your base attributes, which are increased by eating different types of food, which is something that I will not really go into because it's very difficult and takes a lot of explanation. And then you have your skill values, which you level up using the learning points experience in this game, and they gradually get higher the more points you want to put in it. So, and as you can see, it goes up pretty high, but you'll start to get a lot of XP later on. And then you have these 4 tabs here. Your study tab, which is pretty new in Haven and Hearth, but it's kind of a nice leveling system, I guess, is your study tab, which you study these items called curiosities. Something like a cone cow, I guess, is the first one you can make. You make it with a pine cone and a branch, and I think I'll actually do that right now. I can show you. But, so you do that, you build that, and then it goes into your attention slot here. And basically your attention slot makes it so that's the item that you're studying for experience. And the time it takes to study is actually done in real life time when you're offline and online. So you don't even have to, there's no super grinding, but at some points it can be a little bit on the negative side because you have to wait for that experience to come through for you unless you run around a lot and pick items that you've never found before. So we're going to build this cone cow here, and I'll show you how to put that in there. And there's curiosities all over the place. You can get them through crafting, through picking items on the ground, catching bugs and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting system. And as soon as that wants to make, there we go. Jordan Loft are need to upkeep their servers a little bit better right now, I think. I don't know. They're pretty busy with their Salem beta though, which I will probably talk about sometime later on. So go ahead, put the cone cow in there. It takes about 5 minutes for this to go through, and you get a base of, I believe, 100, 150 experience, and depending on the quality, you get more or less, and that's something that I will not go into in this video because it takes a long time to explain. So now you have your skills tab. This is where all the skills are. Anything in white means you can learn how to do it. Anything in red means you still need more points. And so it looks like I can learn how to hunt, chop down trees, make pottery, stoneworking, fishing, baking. And once you pick up all these, you'll be allowed to start making more items in the game and be on your way to learning how to do a lot more fancier, in-depth things. And every time you learn something, more unlocks. So it's a very in-depth system. And then the last tab is your personal beliefs. You have death, life, night, day, barbarism, civilization, nature, industry, martial, peaceful, tradition, and change. and this, which I will not go into because it takes a lot. So every few in-game hours you can change one of these. I suggest going peaceful first because it also changes your tradition and change, which will make you gain XP. So I started off at 100% learning ability, and because I did that, I'm at 130% almost. So I gain more XP when I find things, and then in 20 game hours, or I believe 6 to 8 real life hours, that will reset. And you do actually have to play that many hours for it to reset. And the more you go into peaceful, the faster it will start to reset. The more you go into change, the faster the time is for you to up things. So it starts off slow, gets pretty fast. Um, and then the last thing is you have your kin list here, which is friends list. By setting a Hearth secret, say PFP, pennies for pixels, I set that. So anybody who puts in this box PFP will add me to their friends list. And then I can chat with them, add them to a party, such and such. And then if I clear it, if they put PFP in now, nothing will happen. And you always want to make sure you clear it if you add random people, because you don't want them to come find you and make a new character come find you, steal your stuff and such like that, because people do that in this game. So I'm pretty sure I covered everything. I'm using a mod right now, Ender's Client, and I will put the link for that in the bottom of the video here for you. It's quite a nifty mod. I suggest you pick it up, and if you have any other questions or comments, go ahead and put them below. Thank you.